Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the iMatrix webinar, Why Your Clients Aren't Coming Back. I am going to be your host. My name is Justin Allen. I'm the manager of our account development department, and I have actually been with iMatrix since 2010, so I've been here for a little while. I'm going to give everybody just another 30 seconds to 45 seconds or so to kind of get situated, get ready, and hopefully get a couple of slow attendees kind of back into our system. So if you mind just hanging on for about 30 seconds, I'll be right back, and we'll kick this webinar off, okay? Thank you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and kick this thing off. So in today's webinar, we're really going to be taking a look at a few different reasons of why clients or patients aren't coming back to your practice. Expanding your business is likely one of your key focuses in marketing, and that begins by retaining your existing business. In addition to examining common reasons why clients don't return, we'll be taking a look at how to improve recall by these 6 different points. 1, improving customer service. 2, properly training front office staff. 3, building relationships on social media. 4, keeping in touch with email marketing. 5, building up referral business. And 6, leveraging client testimonials. So let's start off with talking about customer service. One of the big problems that we run into with our businesses that we work with is that the client experience isn't everything that it could be. And we really want to draw people's attention to it. You've probably heard someone say at one point in time that the food, give me one second, let's close this out. You've probably heard someone say at some point that the food was great at this restaurant, but the service was just terrible. I don't think I'm going to go back there. You've probably even had a similar experience yourself, whether it be with a restaurant or a service you've gone to. As people, we really want to feel special. We want to be treated nicely. It can be easy to forget that customer service is a high priority when you really get busy, you're stressed, have too many things to focus in on, or just plain having a bad day. Clients or patients really don't return to a business, no matter how great the service offerings or prices are, if they feel rushed, ignored, or unimportant. The same really goes through for your digital experience. If you have a website that is slow or lacks information or forgets about user experience, people won't return. Always focus on user experience to keep clients and patients coming back. Some really common mistakes that we find that create a poor experience are really as follows: rushed visits, too busy to greet clients, long wait times, outdated website, or just a general lack of information. I mean, to be honest, we have to really look at this from our visitor or our client's perspective. When they come in for an appointment with us, they view their time as if not just as valuable as ours, if not more. So we really have to make them feel like the time that they're working with us, we are all about them and not trying to rush them necessarily out the door. We also need to really be conscious of greeting clients. Oftentimes, the reception staff, when a new client comes to the door, will be on a phone call or busy in the middle of doing something else. The one thing that we really want to recommend addressing is once that the reception staff is available, to immediately make sure that they greet that client coming through the door. You want to make sure that everyone who walks through your door feels welcome. Long wait times. Be very careful that when a client is waiting or comes in a little early or has been waiting for a lot longer, that this really does hurt the client experience, and that we do need to consider that their time is valuable, and we have to take care of them in a very timely fashion. Outdated websites. I can't tell you how many times I've seen client websites where they had some kind of promotion running for a previous month. Even in February, I see stuff going back as far as Thanksgiving or December, some kind of special or event they were doing, and it's still on the front end of their website. Nothing turns someone off when you're visiting a website than seeing old information on it. We really want to have up-to-date information that is current with what's going on today. And of course, a lack of information. We don't want to have a sparse website that doesn't have any information about you or the services. A lot of times, from a marketing perspective, we want to be able to generate a new client as quickly as possible. But from a retention perspective, we really need to give information to our existing client base. We want to be able to share things with them. And the more that they feel they can come to the website as a resource, the better chance we have at really improving that customer experience. So that's really all about customer service. Now, coming back to the front staff and how to train them. Look, when we talk about our office staff doesn't necessarily have to be closers, especially to improve the recall. But they can do that really by doing some very basic things. What you'll find is that really many business owners assume that once they train their staff to handle the essential job duties, they're finished. A common issue we come across is that business owners expect their staff to know how to speak to clients, answer phones, and positively represent the business. Just because you know how to ask follow-up questions, don't expect that your staff knows how to do that. To improve return rates of patients or clients, there are a few simple things you can do to train your employees. Train them to schedule the next appointment before the client leaves the office. If they don't want to schedule right then and there because they don't have their calendar, advise your staff to collect an email address or a phone number specifically to follow up for that task. When a client cancels an appointment, have your employee simply ask when they can reschedule. If the client has limited availability, empower employees to make exceptions or work to fit them into the schedule. Set expectations for responses to phone calls, phone messages, and emails, and make sure that all requests are handled the same day or within a few hours. Lastly, long-term patients and even sometimes new patients should be given priority. Reward patient loyalty with additional attention or even flexibility. Right here we have some common training issues, and we've outlined 3 big ones. The front desk doesn't ask to schedule the next appointment. This is a killer. If we're not really encouraging the client to make that next appointment, we're relying on them to actually call us back. And a lot of times they may be intending to do this, but we get lost in their schedule. The front desk can do a fantastic job of ensuring that that client comes back for that next appointment. The client information is not collected for future contact. Do we have the client's mobile phone number? Do we have their email address? If we're not asking for those things, we really need to be. And lastly, not offering to reschedule a canceled appointment. When a client does call in to cancel an appointment, it is very important that we try and get that appointment rescheduled. And you may think that your staff is doing these things, but you may want to double check. A lot of times the front desk doesn't know how to do that and simply does what the client called in to do, which in this case was cancel an appointment. The other thing that I wanted to say, which I found kind of important, is really responding in a timely fashion to clients. I do want to share a quick little story that actually happened recently. I went to, or at least I was going to go to a movie theater about 2 weeks ago. A new movie had come out, and the movie theater that we were going to allowed us to reserve tickets. We reserved tickets for a particular seat a few days in advance, and unfortunately, the day of, my wife actually got pretty sick, and it turned out we weren't going to be able to go to the movie. Now, I was aware that the company had a no refund return policy. That's okay. I understand that that's a policy going into it. But I figured I would ask anyway and just see if there was something they could do, maybe a slight credit, maybe anything. It doesn't hurt to ask, right? So I reached out through them. There was no way to contact their customer service directly, so I shot an email over to them, and I explained the situation, and this was before the movie. Hey, I'm sorry, we missed this movie. I know you don't offer, returns or refunds or credits, but I wanted to ask anyway. I'm a loyal client of yours. I come in from time to time. Is there anything that you can do for me? Well, I sent this on over the weekend because that was when I had scheduled it, and I didn't get a response. I didn't get a response on Monday or Tuesday, and I figured that's okay. They're probably busy. It was the weekend. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday rolls around. All of a sudden, over a week and a half has gone by, and now instead of being a customer of theirs where I am disappointed that I wasn't able to see the movie, now I'm a frustrated one. They haven't gotten back to me. They haven't responded. I could understand a response saying, no, we're sorry, we apologize, we can't do that for you. Maybe we can do this, or even a response saying, I'm sorry, I wish we could do something, but it is against our policy. I got no response. And so one of the things that I was frustrated with was that I went ahead and left a review for them. In fact, I had previously left a positive review for them on Yelp. But when I went back this time, you can bet that that review changed. And I did an updated review that was negative, and I explained why it was negative. I said I was incredibly disappointed with their customer service. And because of that, I left a negative review. Well, guess what happened about 2 days later? I finally get an email apologizing for the delay and offering me 2 tickets. That's not even what I wanted. All I wanted was a reasonable, timely response. So it's important that the front office staff responds to clients in a timely fashion. So let's move on real fast. All right. Okay, we've talked about these, not accommodating schedule. Okay, building relationships on social media. Being that it's 2014, if you haven't created social media pages for your business, get off this webinar right now and go do it. The bottom line is, it's time if you haven't already. There is so much value for you to be able to do this that if you haven't already done this, it's a mistake and you need to correct it. If you need help, we have some guides for you. We'll guide you through the process of setting up social media. But when it comes down to it, you need to be on it. Social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and Google+ really enable your business to build stronger relationships with clients and stay connected with them between their visits to your office. Social media allows you to stay in front of your clients, invites them to get to know you, your staff, your services, benefits of your services, gives you an avenue to educate and build rapport, and builds your authority as an expert in your industry. You can do this by sharing blog posts, relevant information, breaking news. Lastly, it ensures that they don't forget about you. When they see posts on Facebook, they will be reminded, oh yeah, I need to call and schedule an appointment. Utilize social media to keep existing clients coming back. Building a relationship also increases what we call the stickiness factor. Now, when it comes to social media for business, these are some of the points that we run into, well, at least for problems that we have. People oftentimes don't use social media for their business. They use it for their person. The doctor has their own Facebook page. The doctor has their own LinkedIn or Twitter page. You need to make sure that the business has its own media page. And not only that, but has its own very correctly set up one. I still see businesses that have a friends or personal page set up when a business page is so much more valuable. It provides so many good metrics, allows you to do more things with communication, and frankly, the benefits through even some SEO, but the retention benefits are really important for you if you're utilizing that correctly. You also need to personalize your social page. I see this all the time. People have gone with stock photos of what Facebook provides you, or haven't added anything that makes it unique to them. The social media gives you an opportunity to really create a look, create an idea or a concept about what your business is about. And if they go to your page and see that you really haven't done anything with it, there's no value there. There's no positive experience there for them, or anything that they can grab onto. The other thing you want to do is educate and engage with your clients. Don't just post what your weekly special is every week and that's it. You have to engage with your clients. Provide them with content that they're going to respond to, that they're going to like, that they're going to be interested in, and obviously educate them from time to time. This helps you build your authority. And again, the last point is don't let them forget about you. The more often you post, the more you're in the back of your head. But again, you've got to post interesting material, not just things that are maybe promotion or sales related. So keep that in mind when you're posting. This is a huge way to get clients to constantly have you in either the back of their mind or even the front of their mind. So keeping in touch with email marketing. Look, the bottom line is, I always hear this. People are always saying that email marketing is dead. Look, social media has outpaced email for quite some time spent on the internet. But email marketing is still highly effective for increasing client return rates, especially with the mobile apps for email. I mean, Google, Google's Android operating system, or the iPhone's operating system, or even Windows-based. All of them have mobile mail apps, and that is really how you're connected. I cannot tell you how rare my mom would check her email when, before she had a smartphone. It would be every 3 or 4 or 5 days at best. And when she got a smartphone, every time she gets an email, it sends her a little notification. She looks down, sees it. It's right there in front of her. The biggest mistake is that businesses make is that they use email almost exclusively for promotional purposes. Just like I was saying for Facebook, you can't do this with email. This is the quickest way to turn clients off from your business or have them simply unsubscribe from your email list. Make the emails you send out count. Send birthday cards, holiday wishes. Create specials that are only for email subscribers. This will at least make them feel like they're on an elite or exclusive list. Email special invites for events you're hosting or promoting. Share monthly newsletters that are educational. Let clients know that you care about them by asking for their feedback with a quick survey. I don't know if any of you are familiar with survey providers like SurveyMonkey, but they're fantastic, they're easy, and by creating a mix of content for your email marketing, you are going to keep it interesting for your subscribers, and they're going to respond positively to those surveys. So, again, send birthday cards. Share specials that are specifically for email subscribers only, and let them know these are only for you. Promote your events through invitations, and get feedback if you can. SurveyMonkey is great. If you haven't used it, it is a great way to to really get good feedback from that. Build up referral business. Word of mouth referrals are the best. 71% of survey respondents agree that consumer reviews make them more comfortable that they are buying the right product or service. They've also agreed that 74%, or we will see a 74% increase in product conversion if we have positive reviews. Now, word of mouth, both good and bad, should always be a major focus for businesses. Over the past few years, word of mouth has shifted to the digital environment. It now covers online reviews, reviews on social media, and connections through social media. Many companies mistakenly believe that just because they haven't created social media profiles or online review profiles, that customers aren't leaving reviews. They definitely are, and you should participate. You can increase these digital word-of-mouth referrals by creating a strong social media presence. A client that follows you online gives you a subtle referral to everyone in their newsfeed when they like or share your content or leave a review on your social media pages. Take control of your online reviews. Claim your Yelp page. Oh yes, it exists. Manage all of your Google reviews by merging all of your Google profiles and pages. Respond to all of your reviews, both good and bad, in a professional manner, and create a referral program that runs on your website, social media, and in person. Happy clients are typically willing to refer friends, especially if it means that they get a discount. Now, when we talk about word-of-mouth referrals, we are really talking not just about the old classic, hey, go check out this vet or this dentist or this chiropractor. I love them. They're also about the online reviews. And I know that people tend to have difficulty getting online reviews, and I'll kind of cover that in a minute. But I really want to put an emphasis on how valuable these reviews can be for you, especially when it comes to keeping your existing client base and utilizing them to help create new clients. So let's go here. Give me 1 second. Leverage client testimonials. Okay, perfect. Now, one thing we really want to talk about in going into this is how do we really get testimonials? The truth is that people want to see testimonials. I cannot tell you how often I look at reviews, and I'm not the only one. You know, I may be in internet marketing for quite some time, but just about everyone I know who's not in the industry uses review sites, whether it be Yelp, TripAdvisor. I literally just booked a vacation towards the end of this year, and every hotel that we picked, we really went through their reviews on TripAdvisor. If you're not familiar with TripAdvisor, it's very much like Yelp, but it's specific to traveling, so hotels, things like that. And it gives you a good mix and an idea of what people's experience have been in the past. And so I exclusively made decisions based on reviews, especially because they're places I hadn't been before. But it is vastly important to understand that positive reviews online will absolutely improve your ability to bring in new business and even retain your existing business. So the first thing that we want to do is make sure that we are asking for reviews. Let me skip back here real fast. But what I do want to say, what I do want to kind of jump back to is there is a way to turn negative reviews into testimonials. Consumers really want to be heard. If a client has a poor experience with your practice, leaves a review, and doesn't get a response, they definitely won't be back. And if you remember earlier my story about the movie theater, that's exactly what happened. But if they leave feedback and you respond to address that feedback, you're going to likely retain your business, just like this company did. Although they didn't have to, they certainly did by responding appropriately to me. And in fact, I'll probably go back and remove that negative review because they finally did respond. Online consumers want to see what clients or patients are saying about you and your services. Don't just wait for clients to leave reviews. You've got to ask for them. What is the best way to show that a bad review does not define your business? Well, a bunch of great reviews. You have to have them. The bottom line is, at some point down the road, you're probably going to get a bad review. It doesn't matter how good of a business you are. It doesn't matter if you do everything right. You're going to have a client who comes in who they themselves was having a bad day and finds fault in everything that you do, even if you delivered what you would consider to be excellent service. And guess what? They're going to write about it. They're going to be angry, and they're going to want to vent, and that's what's going to happen. People understand that not every business is going to be flawless. There is going to be a bad review from here and there. But the bottom line is the only way to really show that that review doesn't define you is by having a lot more positive reviews. So be proactive when asking for reviews. If you have the bandwidth, ask clients to record video testimonials. People love video testimonials because they show that it's a real person and not what they perceive to be a fake person online. Testimonials are another great way to get referral business as well. If a client leaves you a great review on social media, their network will really see it, and that works out to be trusted advertising. In fact, on a similar note, when I was using TripAdvisor, just to kind of give you an idea of the way things are going, when I used TripAdvisor about a week and a half ago, I decided to leave a review for a place I had visited the previous year. And because I have TripAdvisor connected through my social media, when I left a review, I actually got an email from, well, I got a text from another person in our office, and she sent me an email, a text saying, hey, by the way, I just saw your review. Well, what happened is when I left a review, it sent out an email to her because she's connected through my social account and through my TripAdvisor account because we're friends, and it says, hey, Justin reviewed this place. And she laughed about it, thinking that it was funny that it was sent to her without her inquiring about it. But that just goes to show you how important reviews are and how important they are when connected with social media. A lot of the review sites are getting kind of, I don't even know how to describe it, but they're getting consumed into these social environments. And whenever your friends leave reviews, whether or not they specifically go and share them on Facebook or Google Plus or Twitter, they're actually connected to a network without realizing it that will automatically notify other people of their reviews. So they're getting more and more as part of the social environment. So you definitely want to make sure you're asking for reviews. Video reviews. If you guys have the opportunity to shoot any video reviews, I would recommend loading them up on YouTube and even embedding them into the website, which we can obviously help you do. And the last thing is, I always get a lot of clients who are, one of the big places to get reviews right now is Google Plus or your Google local page. One of the tricks that I've passed along to some of my clients about getting reviews, because they're very difficult to get on there. Even if you ask a client to do it and they do it, it doesn't always stay. One of the tricks that we use is we can ascertain whether or not someone has a Google account by looking at their email address. If they have a Gmail account, they more than likely have a Google account that's been set up. And because they've been using the Gmail account actively, their review is more likely to actually stay on the page. So what we have is, by looking for people with Gmail accounts, we can actually specifically target those particular clients of ours and say, hey, would you mind going on Google and leaving us a review? And you can send them the link via email or even walk them through how to get there. But you'll have a better chance of actually getting that review to stick. So, in conclusion, improving patient or client recall rates will increase your marketing ROI. These easy-to-follow tips that we've left for you should help your business ensure you aren't letting valuable clients or patients slip through the cracks. And again, if you have any questions, the one thing we want you to understand is our departments are here to support you. We have two different departments for our clients. We have what's called the client experience or support staff, which is here to help you with website edits, modifications on the website, whatever you need. And then we have something called our account development department, which is where I come from. And we're here to help guide your business a little bit more, advise you on how you can do better from a marketing standpoint, or how we can modify the website to get better conversions, or really just how to get a better return on your investment. But we're here for you, and don't be afraid to use us. So, lastly, do we have any questions that I can try and answer for you? You'll notice that there should be a text box when you logged in, and you can actually type a question in it. If you guys type some questions in there, I'll hang out for the next few minutes and see if I can answer them. Other than that, we're coming to the end of our webinar. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. And we have recorded this, so if there's any parts you didn't see or want to go back over, you will be able to get a download of it. And I have a question. Can we see page 4 again? Well, I can go back, and that's from Dolores. Dolores, give me a second. Let's take a look back and go. Now, are you asking for the slide 4, or are you asking for point number 4 with the email marketing? And I'm waiting on you, Dolores, because I can't. Yes, we should, Dr. Scott, we should be able to provide you with the copy of the slides after the webinar as well. So Kim asks an interesting question. Do we have any experience doing Google Hangouts, and what's the effect on Google rankings? Well, we have done a lot of Google Hangouts in the past. From an SEO perspective, I haven't seen a whole lot of impact when it comes out to Hangouts as far as SEO goes. I'd have to take a little bit further look into that. I don't know if there's any correlation, but I could check with our professional services team. Again, that would be actually a great question to ask an account development consultant, because they can dig a little deeper for you and see if they'd recommend that as far as improving your SEO. Let's see. I got a couple questions here now. Okay. Do you find that, oh, and again, now the questions are coming in real fast, guys. All right. Do you find that businesses who participate in more than one social media are more successful? To be honest with you, and this is from Cassie, yes, Cassie, actually we do. The businesses that tend to do all the social medias tend to fare a lot better when it comes to optimization. And there's a few reasons for that. First is different people use different social medias. Facebook is a great social media, but it doesn't work in the same way that Twitter or even Google Plus do. And you tend to have different people using different social medias for different purposes. So when it comes to like really communicating on a social level and sharing photos, Facebook is fantastic for it. When it comes to sharing more business-related articles, Google Plus is great. When it comes to really kind of just a quick thought that you want to share with your followership, Twitter's a great way to do that. Also, Twitter has a great benefit for SEO, for getting pages to index quicker. So there are benefits to that. And then, of course, we didn't go a lot in depth into it. I think I mentioned it a little bit. But a lot of times businesses that take a little leap of faith on newer social medias or even new concepts tend to stay ahead of the curve, because they're willing to take a little bit of a gamble and do a little bit of work on something very new. For example, Pinterest is one that the clients of ours who jumped on it very early saw a very big benefit up front that practices that didn't do it didn't see. So I highly recommend really doing all the social medias. And there's a variety of reasons why we can do that. And we have guides. If you guys need assistance, don't forget we do offer a social program. So if anyone's struggling with doing social, if you don't have time, if you need any kind of extra help, call up our account development consultant. We'll break down what, if you needed our help, what it would cost, or if you are able to do it on your own, we'll guide you how to do those things on your own. So, but I definitely encourage it. Would it be useful to use online? Okay, so the question from Lindsay is, would it be useful to ask for positive reviews on our invoices? We have the ability to have text at the bottom, and that seems to be a more subtle way to request reviews to me. Lindsay, the answer is yes and no. A lot of times we're uncomfortable asking for reviews because we're asking the client to actually do something that's beyond what they normally would. By putting that at the bottom of the invoice, how many people are really going to see it? How many people are actually going to do it? How many times have you seen a notice on an invoice and just ignored it? I'm not saying it's not useful and you might not get something out of it, but I don't think you're going to see the amount of reviews you really want to see just from posting on that. And actually, this brings me up to a point, because this is a question that we're getting a couple of. I really recommend against using an automated system for asking for reviews. Websites or companies like DemandForce used to actually be great at what they did. Now their reviews really don't get syndicated to, for example, Google. And so the reviews that you get on this platform really aren't that valuable for you. The only true way to make sure you're doing this is by actually asking the client individually. It's not the best work, but it's a great way to really get the reviews that you need. And keep in mind, those reviews are very, very valuable. Let's see. Does the regular website service at iMatrix come with support to help with setting these things up? Yes and no. We will support you as far as guiding you and telling you the things that you can do. We have some basic guides that we can provide you on how to do on these. But if you are on our starter service, we'll kind of walk you through it. But in the end, it's you that has to execute all of those things. Let's see. Oh, here's a good question from Kim. Minimum time recommended for YouTube videos. One thing that I always tell my clients is try and keep your YouTube videos short. Keep in mind people's attention spans. The longer your video is, it better be fantastically engaging, or we're going to lose that person through it. Video testimonials don't need to be long. They really don't. We just need to get the sense that the client really likes what the service that they're getting is and is in fact a real person. A 30-second video testimonial is more than enough time. If you start getting into 2 and 3 and 4-minute video testimonials, I think you're going a little too long. Let's see. Okay, and Roxanne, you had a question about getting a response from a particular person. I recommend giving. You can email support directly at support@iMatrix, support@iMatrix.com, or you can even call us up at 1-800-iMatrix. The reason I wouldn't recommend you're actually reaching out to an internet consultant. Some of them, they're away on trade shows. That particular person is actually away at a trade show and will be for actually almost 2 weeks. They've been from Vegas to Ohio. So I apologize for not getting a response from that particular person, but I recommend we have a whole support staff. Don't rely on one person. We have a whole group of people for you. Instagram. Connie asked about Instagram. Instagram's great. It doesn't offer the same SEO benefits, but it has a great followership. It's great for picture sharing. If you want to invest in it, there is some benefit to you. But if we're going to keep it simple, there are 3 primary social medias that you should start with: Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. If you're already doing those and you want to venture into Instagram or Pinterest, absolutely, but not before you do those 3. Let's see. Do you recommend... Wendy, you ask a question. Do you recommend cleansing of all of your internet connections? And I'm not quite sure. You say, or claiming Google, Yelp, or website Yellow Pages. I don't know what you mean by cleansing. Are you asking if you should delete different pages that have been set up for you on directories? If you're asking if you should claim your listings, absolutely. Claim every listing that's out there. The more that you confirm that the information is correct, the better chance you have at actually being found higher in search results. And a lot of times you can even be found on search results when they're looking for you, not only through your website, but through those different directory pages because they're verified. Another question about Instagram. Yeah, I like Instagram. Absolutely, go ahead and use it. Just make sure that you're using the primary social medias first. Is there an outline for a cohesive strategy? That would be something that I would recommend talking to an account development consultant with. They can take a look at everything you're doing and make recommendations for how to do it better and what you can do, point A, point B, point C, specifically catering to you. Because every business is different. So a lot of the things we're talking about today aren't going to apply to every different company, and some of it will. So we really want, not everything is for everyone, but we can give you a good idea more specifically for your business if you call us up. I am familiar with Yext. Not my favorite program out there, especially for the directories. Call up the account development consultants and they can talk to you a little bit more about it. Can you name a few more different social media venues? There's a lot of them. Some of them we've already addressed, but Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus are the three major ones. You have Instagram and Pinterest. And I probably wouldn't venture too far off that right now. Those are really your bread and butter sites. Let's see. I have a comment from Jeffrey, who's actually not happy with my response or my theater, the way I responded to the theater. Jeffrey, I was actually more upset with the lack of response from the theater. And that was actually a very recent example. I haven't had time to remove that review. I intend to do it. I just haven't been able to do that yet. That was actually very recent. I literally got a response the other day. And unfortunately, I do also have a schedule that I have to keep. But the reason I reviewed them poorly was not because of anything other than the lack of customer service, of which was 2 weeks behind. I specifically mentioned that in the review, that my negative second review was based solely on customer service response, and explained what the situation was. I'm not upset about their policy. I was upset with the lack of response to an inquiry. So that's what it was. The PowerPoint, yeah, it's a PDF, Karen. We'll get the PDF out to you. You will be able to do that. Again, we'll send out directions on how to record the webinar, or how you can get a copy of the recorded webinar. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to go for one more. What do you know about New York? Okay, so here's one. Here's one that I'm trying. This will probably be my last one. If I had to choose one, either Google Plus or Twitter, which will give me the best SEO benefit? I'm already on Facebook. Well, Kim, based on that, I would say Google Plus. And the reason I would is because of the direction in which I think Google Plus is going. I've seen Google integrate a lot more of their functionality into the Google Plus platform. Now, I'm not saying Twitter's not valuable. There are SEO benefits to it. But if I was a business and I was only going to do one, I would do Google Plus. But if you're going to do Facebook and Google Plus, can't you squeeze Twitter in there? It's not that bad. I'd really recommend it. Yes, yes, yes. And lastly, do you offer additional customer service training options? Absolutely. Call us up. Whatever you need, we'll do our best to guide you. Again, we're limited in supporting third parties. We can give you basic guidance when it comes to how to utilize Facebook or set it up. But unless you do one of our expanded service options, there's a point where we can guide you, and then there's a point where we can do it for you. So again, that's not a bad question to call up and ask an ADC rep. You can call me up or anyone on my team, and we'll be happy to kind of give you an idea of what kind of trainings we can do for you. And again, we try and do webinars monthly. We try and touch on topics we think our clients want, and we do a lot of video postings as well. So you can always check out our shorter video clips. Thanks everyone for attending our webinar today. I hope it was valuable for you, and we'll get an email out to you shortly with directions on how you can access the the webinar recordings and any of the PDF documents that we have with it. So thanks everybody. Have a great afternoon, and we'll talk to you later.